What's going on, world? I be doing. You know how I be doing the White Castles, right? So I got the White Castle sliders. You know what I mean, with the jalapeno cheese. Yeah. Anyway, so something happened. Here's an update on I had an earlier video about like an incident that happened at my at a job I was at. Oh my goodness. These White Castle breakfast sliders beat everything. Y'all gotta get them. The sausage, egg, and cheese. If you don't eat pork, I'm sorry. It's not for you then. But for those who can indulge, try it out. Yeah. So I had an incident that happened at work. And you begin to learn as you get older. First of all, I want to let you guys know, if you don't already know, violence is not the answer. All that stuff you learn, if you was a street dude, all that stuff, chuck it out the window. It don't work that way. If you're gonna save your butt, especially as a black man, especially as a minority, you gotta go by the rules, and that means sending in reports, notifying those who are in position, like your manager, like your supervisor, and if you have any issues with those folks, you just go to whoever is higher up on them. Anyway, I let it be known, with a lot of certain occupations, corporations, they all normally have places where you can call in anonymously and everything like that, but I just let them know what happened. They have all my information. It was nothing like where I felt like I was, to the point like, oh, I don't want people to. I was like, nah, this is out in the open. I'm gonna let them know everything, my name, my number, all of that. So it was a while. I put this in about July, like first week of July, and I just got they contacted me by email like a few days ago. So it's August. They told me when July they were supposed to get back to me, like 5 to 7 days. They hadn't got back to me until like the beginning of August. I say that because there's been an investigator. He was calling me and getting back and trying to get my side of the story and getting the other individual side of the story. So last night he called me, and when I was sitting there speaking to him, trying to get my side, try to, stand up for myself and being like, oh, they trying to, I started realizing that the main focus of what I was trying to do in the beginning, I got off track. So I called him I tried to call him last night, and I tried to call him, and I didn't get I wasn't able to get in contact with him. So then I called him today, and finally he picked up, and I told him, look, drop everything. Because my initial reason, we lost that. I lost focus on that. The reason I wanted to have a sit down with this individual, because I felt like there were some misunderstandings, certain things that weren't spoken about. Like, I'm not saying people are racist or people are prejudiced, but I do know that we sometimes have ignorances and things that we were raised on, and we've never been properly able to vocalize and pretty much put it out in the forefront, and then be like, hey, this is what I know, this is what I understand, help me better understand where I'm wrong and where I'm right. Because I never was able to speak to anybody in a safe environment. Because some people, if you tell them the truth, if a white person tells a certain black person the truth about how they were raised, how they feel, that black person might have a negative response. When all that white person was just saying like, look, man, this is just what I know. No one's ever told me different. Everybody else looked like me. And a black person, vice versa. So my whole thing was, I wanted them to know that I don't know how society has programmed you, but I'm not that person. Like, I've been bullied, I've been talked down upon, I've been looked at, and I'm like, it's whatever. One thing I'm not gonna let happen is good people go punished, or good people just get, overlooked because of our ignorances. And I know that sometimes I might have an ignorance and I see somebody is better fit, I'm gonna be like, look, I'm gonna support that person, and whatever I'm able to do and I'm good at, I'm gonna make sure that they get that energy so they can keep going, because they have something and they've been able to break through something that I'm still working on. So that's what my whole thing was. So I called that individual today and I told him, look, I apologize. Let's drop the whole thing. He was like, we heard this. And I was like, yeah, but I felt embarrassed, man. I felt embarrassed that the situation got to that place. I didn't want to go back. This thing about maybe he's trying to lie on me. Like, that was never my intention. Okay. Something happened. I was upset. I left. They said they thought I quit. I didn't quit. I just didn't feel safe at the time. But once again, we have our we have our perspectives, and we have misunderstandings, and we have what I call just shortcomings, ignorances. I found out that the man that I had a little, disagreement with, he happens to be like a director, like some sort of like assistant manager, you would say. So he's my boss. And they hold leverage too. But that was never where I wanted to go. So I called the investigator up today. I told him, I'm embarrassed, man. Like, I'm embarrassed. I can't believe I let my emotions and I let myself get to that point and I was talking to him on the phone yesterday when he called me, and I was just like, I told him, I was like, I didn't like the way I sounded on the phone, man. Like, that's not what I want to do. Like, look at all these the world, we need to come together and spread more love than we need to be fighting on these little nonsense. It's nonsense. So I feel better about myself. I feel good that I let him know. I let the investigator know, like, that's not who I am. And guys, we have to be honest with ourselves. Like, we gotta know who we are. Not what TV tries to say, not what your family tries to say, who you say you are. And we be honest with ourselves. So guys, I just want to say, let's make this world a better place. Do to others, man, better than how you want to be. Because I know I could deal with certain things that the next man be like, whoa. And I was like, you know what, you're right. It should be better than this, but I'm just accustomed to this kind of lifestyle. So I'm going to treat you way better than I would treat myself. Because that's what the Creator will want. All right.